Hi guys, it's Jeremiah, Stone Blue Airlines. Welcome to today's video. I've had a lot of guys asking, how do I do our Stone Blue Airlines motor mount installation? And it's pretty simple. I want to show you what we do. So we've got our motor mount. This is our large version that's in the store. I've actually polished it down and sanded a little bit. Went down to a neighbor's shop that's right down from me and kind of polished it, put a little bit of a shine to it. And I've already started doing the work here. So I'm working on the Chimera. And on the Chimera, what you want to do is you're going to want to set your center point left to right on the center portion of the wing. And this could be any wing that you're really dealing with. And then I'm going to set my motor mount where I want to install it. I'm going to go ahead and trace around where the motor mount is going to get installed. And what I want to do is I'm going to cut off the laminate to expose the underneath EPP foam before the installation. So let's go ahead and get our X-Acto blade and go ahead and get that cut in. So with our X-Acto blade, what I want to do is I want to just slowly cut along the line to fully expose, and basically I'm not cutting deep into the foam. I just want to basically separate the laminate that I've already applied to the finished wing and separate it from the aircraft itself. And then I'm going to show you the step after that. So let me go ahead and cut this one out and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so here we are. I have cut through all my laminate and it will peel up really nice if your surface has been cleaned and treated properly during the lamination process. It should still peel up without too much trouble. If you find that it's really sticking, then what you want to do is use a heat gun or use the laminating iron and just heat up the area and then peel it back off. And then what you'll see here is I've also taken a little bit of the lip off, because what I want when this motor mount goes on, I want it to set in and I want it to adhere to my EPP. But we're going to go ahead and take this a step further. And let me show you what that process is. Now this wing has already been sparred, of course glued and painted. And I've got my Series soldering iron, soldering gun that has been fabricated to basically turn it into a hot wire cutter. And now I've got a spar right under here, so I'm going to go ahead and heat up my iron. And then we're going to go ahead and make our groove across here. Because I have a spar in underneath, I want to set my depth that I'm going to cut out for my motor mount based on the spar that's already here. So let me go ahead and get this cut out and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so when I dropped this spar in, I had it about, I don't know, a 1/16 or a hair more underneath the foam with a little bit of room so that I could cut it back out when I went to apply my motor mount. And our motor mounts are pretty thin, and what we want to do is continue to cut out that 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch all the way around the area that we've already removed all the laminate, so that this motor mount's going to basically set flush in on the aircraft, and the air coming over this way, it's going to be completely smooth. We're not going to have air buffeting up against this. Then when I go to glue it in and laminate it, it's going to be extremely smooth, keep our aerodynamic, and it will also help with the rigidity of all the edges are glued in. So let me show you on another aircraft, because I'm working on two, what the finished product's going to look like once you cut everything out, measured it, and then I've actually gone back and now repaint the areas that are going to be exposed so that it's a nice finished product on our wing. So this is a second Chimera HD that I'm working on, and this one has been fully cut out with the hot wire, and I am basically set to start getting this glued in. I finished painting it so it was just drying, and what I want to have is this flush. So once I set everything in, I'll actually butt it up right against the edge. It'll get glued and everything will go in and it'll just come out on the trailing edge. So when everything is said and done, it should be right, almost right on the edge. So I'll clamp it, drop it in, and that will be our finished motor mount. So let me go ahead and work on the stage of getting these glued in, and we'll show you what I do on that setup. For today's application, I'm going to go ahead and use the Amazing Goop. You can find it in our store. Works excellent on adding these motor mounts. It's a pretty thick viscosity glue. The other one you can also find in the store is Welders, and we can use that one also. But for today, we're going to go ahead and use Goop. I'm going to get that down and applied on both the surface of the aircraft and the bottom side of the motor mount. All right, so I have applied glue to the aircraft surface. I have also applied glue to the underside of the motor mount. We're gonna go ahead and get this squeezed in there and get it ready for drying. So there you have it. I like to use T-pins to go ahead and push it at an angle and give me some down force on the motor mount as it's gluing in. This is gonna set overnight, and then what I normally come in and do after is one more application of goop to fill in and level off our lightning holes on the motor mount to reduce a little bit of weight on it. Still gives you the surface, but drops a little bit of weight on the overall mount. And then I've got some of these small clamps, so I like to use those to lock the top of it in place here. And as you see, we've got a little bit of glue coming in here, so I'm just gonna wipe that down smooth and let it sit for about 24 hours. Oh, yeah, probably somewhere in there. And come back in for my final application. But guys, that is our Stone Blue Airlines large motor mount installation on the VAS Chimera HD. Definitely a recommended upgrade, makes for nice. It's also gonna add some heat dissipation to your motor, as well as it looks downright cool. So I'll be showcasing this finished build in a later video. Thanks for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And always subscribe to the channel and get our latest videos every week. Thanks so much, guys.